During the Cold War, the world split in two: America versus the USSR, capitalism versus communism. But one continent became the battleground of shadows: Africa. When the Berlin Wall fell, only a few knew that another wall had already crumbled in Africa. He was smart, charismatic, a nationalist who wanted a free, united Congo, not a puppet state. So the CIA helped take him out. They tortured him, they imprisoned him, and they executed him. A generation of leaders had just broken their colonial chains. And before they could breathe, the superpowers arrived. With money, with weapons, and with plans. In Congo, a young leader named Patrice Lumumba rose. The U.S. and South Africa backed one side, the Soviets and Cuba backed the other. White pieces, black pieces, it didn't matter. What mattered was how to use them. The Soviets weren't the only ones playing. China entered the chat too, offering aid and building infrastructure in Tanzania, Zambia, and Ghana. When the Cold War is remembered, it's usually through the lens of spies in space, of complex plots and rocket launches. They fought a long and bloody war to stay. The Soviets sided with the rebels. The Americans sided with the colonizers. By the time the dust settled, hundreds of thousands were dead, not because Africans love coups, but because the Cold War made them. But Africa was never just a victim. It was the arena, the resource, the prize, and sometimes the battlefield for someone else's war. Every coup, every rebellion, every uprising was whispered into being by a foreign tongue. But for Africans, it was different. It was personal. Tens of thousands died. And for the first time in 50 years, Cuban troops fought on African soil, not as colonizers, but as communists. In Angola, a brutal civil war erupted, the kind that breaks not just a nation, but an entire generation. From Mozambique to Ethiopia, from Guinea-Bissau to Somalia, every revolution had a sponsor. Every liberation came with strings. In the Congo, a friend of Lumumba's named Joseph Kasavubu became president. He kept switching sides like a gambler at a roulette table. First, he flirted with the communists, then dumped them for the capitalists. By 1964, he'd switched again. Now the CIA helped him stage a coup against his own prime minister. That's right. The CIA helped overthrow a democratically elected prime minister. They did it because he wasn't pro-Western enough. His crime, wanting to align with China and the Soviet Union. By the end of the decade, most of Africa south of the Sahara was under military rule. The Cold War turned Africa's struggle for freedom into a chess game, but no one meddled more than the Portuguese. They refused to leave their colony, Angola, even after the rest of Africa had gained independence. Africa lost millions to the Cold War, ruined economies, endless wars, and scars that are still healing today. This is 1 Minute. See you next time.